Charles van Ravenswaay, August 10, 1911 to 1990, was an American historian, museum administrator, and author. He served as State Superintendent of the Missouri Writers Project, Producing Missouri, the WPA Guide to the Show Me State in 1941. He served as Director of the Missouri Historical Society from 1946 to 1962, and as President of the American Alliance of Museums from 1961–1962. From 1966 to 1976, Van Ravenswaay served as director of the Henry Francis DuPont Winterthur Museum and Gardens. Personal life and education. Born in Boonville, Missouri, Van Ravenswaay attended Washington University in St. Louis, graduating with an A.B. in 1933 and M.A. in 1934. He received an honorary Doctor of Humane Letters from Maryville College of the Sacred Heart, St. Louis in 1968 and an honorary Doctor of Humanities from the University of Missouri in 1980. In addition to his written and political career, Ravenswaay spent a bit of his youth serving in World War II. As a Navy commander in the Pacific, he met lots of different people from different cultures. In particular, he wrote home to his friends and family that he was fascinated with the customs of the Aboriginal Australians. Throughout his life, Ravenswaay spent much time studying the history and tradition of the St. Louis area. His hobbies for learning about the history and botany began early on in his life. From a very young age, he studied the architecture and decoration within many of the prominent historic buildings. He befriended many of families who were the descendants of many St. Louis prominent families, and listened to their oral traditions and stories from the past. Likewise, Ravenswaay was very passionate about botany and landscape, and so many of his works includes his reflections on his point of view on such activities. In one of his travels, he took the time of and fitted the flowers, garden crops, and grape varieties that have been brought over from Germany to the vicinity of Hermann, Missouri. He even said that he believed it to be possible to develop historic gardens and grape arbors based on the plants that he identified in the early 1800s German community. Written work. Van Ravenswaay has published 4 books. The Arts and Architecture of German Settlements in Missouri, A Survey of a Vanishing Culture, University of Missouri Press, 1977, A 19th-Century Garden, Main Street Press, Universe Books, 1977, Drawn from Nature, The Botanical Art of Joseph Presdale and His Sons, Smithsonian Institution Press, 1984, and St. Louis, An Informal History of the City and Its People, 1764–1865, Missouri Historical Society Press, 1991. In addition, he co-authored a book, A Guide to the Show Me State, in 1941. Each has been recognized in its own right for its historical acumen and depictions, though perhaps not having reached the national notoriety that some of their competitors did. Each of Ravenswaay's books contain a lifetime of study and passion. His books, Drawn from Nature and The History of Apple Cultivation, currently in the works of publishing by the Winterthur Museum, were the result of Ravenswaay's great passion for gardening and botany, while his passion for historical buildings and decorative arts led to his writing of Arts and Architecture of German Settlements. Charles Van Ravenswaay Papers at the State Historical Society of Missouri. Charles Ravenswaay St. Louis, An Informal History of the City and Its People, 1764–1865.